What is there even left to say that hasn't already been said? Just days ago, the worst mass shooting on American soil in history unfolded. 49 people gunned down in cold blood at an Orlando nightclub, with dozens more injured. These were people just out for a night on the town. People just trying to live their lives. People wanting a fun Saturday night. Instead, their lives were torn away in a hail of bullets from, at this point in the investigation, one madman with a gun. The tales from the nightclub are absolutely horrifying. I've read articles where I felt my heart physically drop. Even for a seasoned news douche like myself, this one hit hard. This horrendous act of violence has touched the entire world. Vigils and other signs of solidarity are shown in many different countries throughout the globe, and those are some lovely images to see. But, as always in tragic situations like this, people weirdly are quick to say things like, "Don't politicize this," when they themselves do just that. I spend much more time on Twitter and Tumblr than I think I ever have before. Luckily, there were only 2 shows at my local station on Sunday instead of 3, so there was some time for me to check in with what was going on my social media. Everyone seemed to have an opinion about this shooting, as they should, and I'd always be one to encourage that. But the conversation started turning away from sending prayers to the victims and instead focused on what caused the shooter to commit such an abhorrent act. I saw things run the gamut from Islamic terrorism, poor gun control, homophobia, Trump's rhetoric, Obamanator. Even Salon.com was so unscrupulous they found it necessary to blame the made-up concept of toxic masculinity. But who's to blame? Who? No, really, I need to know. I'm angry about this, and I need to find an outlet for all this frustration. I've said this about 5 billion times, but I don't know if we can pin this on just one thing. There's obviously tons of factors at play here that led to this shooting, and could possibly contribute to more. I know that's a horrible thing to say, but when you've worked in a newsroom as long as I have, you come to realize the news never stops. And there will come a day when horrible breaking news happens, and your entire rundown gets dropped, and suddenly you're scanning social media looking for photos of the victims and anything on social media that may give you a clue as to a new piece of information we can try to confirm with the desk. And oh, look, we've got an update on the body count. Please make sure to change all your banners over and update the full screens. I'm sorry, I just had a national newsroom flashback. It's like an acid flashback, except with a newsroom. The country and the world is trying hard to cope with this, trying to make sense of something so senseless. But thanks to all that instant gratification, we're quick to rush to judgment. Judgment and solutions. I saw a lot of ban all guns comments, which I'm sorry folks, but that just will not work. I saw a lot of arm fucking everyone comments, which dudes, not everyone likes guns. Pretty much saying whatever one needs to say in order to deal with the feeling of loss, hurt, and confusion. But right now, the investigation is ongoing. So we may not know just what caused this for some time. We're not patient enough for that. So what do we do in the meantime? Watch, listen, read, discuss, mourn appropriately, and carry on. What's the biggest threat to that? Ignorance. Some of us are painfully ignorant to the deep-seatedness of the big issues. People would rather rush to judgment, pick the one thing they think is the highlighting factor, and stick to it. So they'll push back at any opposition by slapping a label on it and being done with it. Bring up Islamic terror? You're being Islamophobic. Say it was only a hate crime against gays? Shut up, you stupid liberal hippie. Oh, you don't want to ban all guns? You condone murder, you right-wing nutjob. Some individual on Tumblr told me I have no right talking about the shooting because I'm a straight white female. Oh, damn my privilege. I cursed the day I was born this way. And because we're a bunch of parallel lines that won't ever intersect, people are not seeing that all these issues are actually connected. And here's my thought on that. The shooter praised ISIS and the Boston bombers before the shooting. That's been confirmed by police. We're finding out more ties to extremism even through his family. That extreme Islamic rhetoric does not like the gays very much. Islam does not approve of a homosexual lifestyle, therefore it can justify killing those who quote-unquote disobey. There's your hate crime against gay people factor. The shooter hated gay people so much, he decided to end a random group of predominantly gay people's lives. Plus, it was Latino night, so why not throw racism in there too? That could have been a factor. So how did he do it? He legally purchased a gun. He was cleared to buy a high-powered weapon which was used in the shooting. But wasn't he on the terror watch list? Didn't the FBI interview him? Yeah, they said he wasn't a threat. Which brings me to people blaming Obama. What's the FBI, guys? What's that stand for? Federal Bureau of Investigation. Federal. Federal. The government. And looky here, we've got an election coming up. Wait, Trump says he doesn't like Muslims, though. His hate speech caused this, right? See how everything can be tied together? Those who call this a hate crime against gay people, you're not wrong. Those who say this is Islamic terror, you're not wrong. Those who say we need better gun laws, you're not wrong either. We have similarities. It's just a matter of finding out what those are and having the tough conversations. Unfortunately, I see too many people with hearts that bleed, but their shorts are stained with pee. It's too scary to admit you may be wrong and this may actually have something to do with Islam. People don't even want to entertain that thought because they don't want to be seen as Islamophobic. Instead, they'll throw that label back at you, call you a fucktard maybe, and then leave. But some don't leave. Some will throw empty, soulless platitudes at you and declare themselves the winner when you give up because there's no goddamn way to crack through these impenetrable skulls. But others are okay with opening the doors on a very dangerous version of vigilante justice. I found this while perusing Tumblr, which is never a good idea when tragedies like this unfold, but still, I did it. Now just look at this guy's tweet. Those are pretty fucking stupid things to say. But whatever, he said it. But watch what Tumblr did, and I'm going to censor pertinent information because I'm not a dick. They found his Facebook, found out where he works, got the number, called it, and got him fired. All over a pair of stupid fucking tweets. They basically reveled in their glee of potentially ruining this person's life all because he said a thing they don't like. Do I condone his inappropriate joke? Absolutely not. I just called it stupid like 18 times. I don't like jokes like this, so I don't make them. But I don't lose my shit when I see them. I just don't care. Because I believe tweets like his are allowed to exist. What right does anyone have to call his employer and get him fired? Where's the justification in that? Because he was a butthole online? That's ludicrous. And as you can see from some of the reblogs, people don't give any sort of shit about this person. They'd gladly watch him die and suffer, all because of tweets. They actively hate this person so much while at the same time condemning hate crimes and hate speech. That's too ridiculous a contradiction for me to analyze. Except thank God for this little pearl of wisdom in this vat of congealed sludge. Tragedies like this bring out the worst and sometimes best in people. We've seen the long-ass lines of people waiting to donate blood. We've seen signs of solidarity worldwide. And even watching this video made me tear the fuck up.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming.
We're all trying to grieve in our own way, and I think, unfortunately, people's personal agendas get thrown into the mix sometimes. To listen and to hear someone who wants to discuss the facts in opposition with you is a good thing, as scary as that may seem to some. But many don't want to listen, and will stay comforted in their ignorant safe space bubble. This comes from people on both sides of the aisle. Discussion leads to compromises, which leads to change. We've got a lot of problems, and there could be more on the way. It's good to take a step back and breathe before tirading online. It can save you a lot of hassle, and keep you employed too, apparently. But if you're still angry and still desperate to find something to blame, blame ignorance. Because ignorance in a time of confusion will only lead to more disarray. We should work on strengthening our bonds first before deciding who can and who cannot speak about a tragedy of this magnitude. Thanks for watching.